Good morning, everyone. We are live here from the Father Flanagan Memorial Garden, and we are joined here with our Ballymo crew. And we're going to be doing a live to show you the garden and talk a little bit more about Father Flanagan's birthplace and history as we wrap up Boys Town History Week. So we'll go ahead and flip it here and start. Oh, sorry. There we go. Okay. Hello, we have Deidre here. Please introduce yourself. Tell us more about you.
So my name is Deirdre Cron. Fidelma, who you've seen the last 2 days, is my mother. So I'm also from Ballymo, Ireland, Father Flanagan's birthplace. And I'm going to give you guys a tour of our lovely garden here today.
Wonderful. It is a little bit rainy, a little bit windy, so as we go through it, the audio is a little bit blurry with that audio. I know you guys understand. So we'll start here. There's this sign that tells the story, which starts at the very beginning.
Yeah, so Father Flanagan's story starts here. So this, where we're standing, is the Father Flanagan Memorial Garden. And it sits behind the visitor centre that you had a tour of yesterday. Our garden here was completed in 2016 in time for the 100th anniversary of the founding of Boys Town in Omaha. Mm-hmm. And the idea of our garden is that it tells the story of Father Flanagan's life through lots of different plants. And we have these storyboards that go through his whole life story for those visitors who may not know anything about him. So this first board starts at his birth in Leabeg in Ballymo, and you saw his homestead previously as well. And our first set of plants here are oxus hedging. And at the back there you can see there are 4 trees that are the same, and there are 7 round ones that are the same here, and they are to represent the 11 Flanagan children, Father Flanagan and his siblings, the 4 boys in the family and the 7 girls. And the first board that you were filming there, Gabby, tells the story of his childhood in Leabeg, and every board also has a quote, one of Father Flanagan's many famous quotes and wonderful quotes, so each board contains a quote as well.
Yeah.
As we move along then, we're moving through his life story.
And we have St. Crone's Church pictured right here.
Yes, we're right beside the church here. And our next board then, we've come through Father Flanagan's childhood and education. And this board talks about his emigration to America and his study in America, and also his move to Austria to try and recuperate his health at a time when he was ill. And you can see more images there, this image of him emigrating to America, and here he is pictured with his family members in America.
They missed him and his brothers so much, right? They followed them.
They did. They followed them. His parents emigrated over, and many of his siblings emigrated over as well. And here we have an Austrian pine tree, which had grown very big and tall. So we've brought it down to size a bit more. And that represents his time spent in Innsbruck in Austria, where he studied further there.
Yeah.
And we have a lovely bench here for people to sit on if they want to spend time in the garden. And that's celebrating the 100-year anniversary of Boys Town and the relationship between Ballymo and Boys Town. And as we go a bit further then again,
Tell me about these conifers. Why are they different sizes?
so it starts here, as you can see, with the taller conifers, and then it goes down to shorter conifers, and that is to represent Father Flanagan's work in Omaha when he first started working. He first started to work with men, homeless men, in Omaha, trying to help them, and he quickly realised that really the work needed to start with the boys, to try and save them earlier and help them earlier. So that's what that represents, moving from working with men to working with the boys. And we can see here the explanation tells us that, and that is on every board too, to tell us what it represents.
Wonderful.
Keep going a little further then. And I'll point out here as well, we have this lovely hedging all around the garden, and that represents the safety and security and the peace that many of the boys felt when they came to Boys Town, that it was a safe space, that they were secure there, and the potential also to grow.
Yes, just as this garden does.
Yes, exactly.
Yes.
And also, as the garden changes, like any garden changes throughout the seasons, that understanding as well, that people, as they grow and they change and they develop, and that's what this can represent too.
Yes. And it is October while we are filming, so typically this garden is super, super colorful.
Typically in the summertime.
In the summer.
All the flowers come out into flower. It's autumn at the moment, so the trees are losing their leaves. But we look forward to spring when they grow again.
Yes, still beautiful, right?
Exactly.
If you're watching live, I see about 6 people watching. Make sure you leave a comment and like this video. We'd love to hear from you.
So here then in this corner of the garden, we can see 2 beds here of these bushes, and these represent this first bush here, the first home that Father Flanagan set up with his boys in Omaha City, and then the further one in the corner that you can see represents when they moved out to Overlook Farm.
Mm-hmm. And they're raised, they're different heights. This one's a little bit shorter.
And you can see that it's bigger, and he was expanding all the time.
Mm-hmm.
And we've shaped them nicely to kind of look like a roof.
Yes.
And then we have another bench, again for people to sit and reflect and spend time in the garden.
Here's another storyboard here. So we've got Father Flanagan at the German American home in 1919, which was where him and the boys resided before they moved to Overlook Farm in October of 1921. Tell us about the flags. We've got some proud flags hanging up here and blowing in the wind.
These flags represent all that's important in the garden and the people who come to visit this garden. So the first flag here on the left is Roscommon, County Roscommon, and the last flag on the other side is County Galway. And where we are here in Ballymoe, Ireland, is right on the border of County Roscommon and County Galway. So them 2 flags represent everyone in our community and Father Flanagan's community and his home place. The next one in is the United States of America flag, and then we have our Ireland tricolour in the middle, and then we also have our Boys Town flag, which was gifted to us by Boys Town.
It's great to see them all flying in unity.
And they're moving today, Gabby. It's windy.
Yes.
And then here we have this kind of open green space. And we put this in our garden to really represent the openness and the freedom and the green and the space to grow that the boys got when Father Flanagan moved out to Overlook Farm. And as we know, Overlook Farm kept expanding and expanding over the years. And like that, the growth of Overlook Farm representing the growth of the boys and the girls when they came as well. And that open space represents that.
Beautiful. And you can see we've got a nice autumn tree blooming right behind the garden as well.
Tree there. And then we have some flowers in here come out lovely, and they come out and bloom in the summertime. And a lovely variety of flowers there, representing to us as well the way in which Father Flanagan welcomed children of all races and creeds and religions, irrelevant of who they were or where they came from, and that he was so forward thinking in his time in that way, and everyone was welcome.
And Father Flanagan loved flowers.
Indeed.
So to have a garden here as well as the garden on Boys Town's campus, we know he would love that.
Yes. And we can see some pictures there of the boys in at Boys Town.
Yeah, so we've got them praying in their dormitories, we've got them eating, and then, just as we mentioned earlier, we have them move to Overlook Farm. Beautiful. This one really shows the color of autumn.
Yeah, it's a beautiful colour. And this board talks about the filming of the Boys Town movie. And we can see the famous picture there of Father Flanagan with Spencer Tracy at Boys Town when that filming was taking place.
Mm-hmm. And Mickey Rooney came out to visit here, didn't he?
He did. He came in 2007 to visit Ballymole. Yes, he did.
Yes. Wonderful. All right, we'll make our over. We have a couple more things to show, and then we'll end with our sculpture as our kind of grand finale. So if you're watching live, make sure you like this video and leave a comment. Let us know what you like so far about the garden.
So here, our last tree in the garden is a weeping willow, and that is to represent Father Flanagan's passing in May of 1948, when he was in Berlin in Germany undertaking work for the President of America at the time. And it talks about Father Flanagan's current cause for canonization, which is in Rome. And you can also see a beautiful picture there of when he came to visit Ballymole in 1946 and speaking to the children of Ballymole then.
Mm-hmm. And that was his last visit to Ireland before he passed shortly after. So I'm so glad he could come back and everyone could talk to him more about his mission. Now this is certainly a standout of the garden. Tell us about this sculpture.
So this is a sculpture that we had installed in the garden to commemorate the centenary of the founding of Boys Town in Omaha. It's a wooden sculpture and it's American cedar wood. And we can see on the inscription here we have "from little acorns," and as we know we have a ... that finishes that off, that tells us "from little acorns grow mighty oaks." And in keeping with that, in the hand here, the nurturing hand, we have an acorn and an acorn leaf, and really this represents the nurturing hand that Father Flanagan had for all them boys and them girls that he took under his care, and that he took them in, looked after them, gave them an education, loved them, protected them, and then from the little acorns grew mighty oaks, and they went out into their adulthood. And we were very lucky to get this done, and it signifies that quote signifies the journey that we take in life when we have someone to guide us in the right direction towards success. And we're really proud of this sculpture. We love it, and it's a really nice addition to our garden.
Tell me about some of the events that happen in this garden, because you can see there is a lot of room for people to gather and join. I know you gathered here for our centennial, right, in 2017?
Yeah, in 2017, on the morning of the centenary, a few of us gathered here, and we just had a little candle light ceremony to commemorate the founding of Boys Town. And every year in the garden on Easter Sunday morning we hold a dawn mass. Since we have got the garden, we used to hold it indoors in the church, but then we decided we'd move it outside, and it's a really, really special occasion. At dawn you can hear the dawn chorus, a lot of crows sometimes too, but you do hear the nice dawn chorus, and we always get a big crowd of people from Ballymole that come to that to celebrate that. Mm-hmm. And equally, because especially in the summertime when we have First Holy Communion celebrations and confirmation celebrations in Ballymole, or weddings, people use this space to take their photographs for them occasions, which is really special too.
Yes. So if you ever get the chance to come to Ballymole, we know that you will love to see this beautiful garden, and Father Flanagan is surely looking down on it from heaven. And of course, it is right behind our visitor center, which is right there, and right next to St. Crone's Church. So there's plenty to see here in Ballymole, isn't there?
Definitely, and we hope some of you will get the chance to come over and visit us sometime in Ballymole, and we look forward to that.
Yes. Well, thank you everyone so much for watching, and we hope you enjoyed this garden tour. We'll see you next time. Bye.